What's going on, Taurus? What's going on? Right, I just want to I will go for it. I've been jumping around all over the place. So we have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Now, first of all, these are the masculine and the feminine versions of the same energy. They both talk about knowledge, right? The occult knowledge. The thing is, if you have a look at them, they're different in that he's the earthly representative. That's how I would see him. You know, religious texts, rules, traditions, that's him. But she doesn't have that kind of thing. Yes, she has a book in front of her, but her knowledge she shares with you through her intuition, through instinct. And you know, so it's always interesting to me when they both show up there. I see them as a very strong that's a very strong connection when you have a masculine and the masculine and feminine energies together in one reading. That's divine, almost a divine connection. So you may have that kind of very strong, very karmic connection with someone. It defies logic with this kind of thing when you have this kind of connection. Amazing. I love that when they show up together. That could be an extra message that's coming in for someone. But let's go through the energies, right? So we have strength coming up for you this week. Beautiful. Now, this is the energy for Leo, but I don't think it's referring to Leo season. I kind of feel it's, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of this, there haven't been that many major arcana cards that have been coming up. You have 4. Let me just check, because I did in one of them say 4 and there were 3. No, we have 4. We have strength, the Hierophant, death, and the High Priestess. You have 4 major arcana energies. Feels like a big week for you. And you're probably thinking, no, not another big week. Can't handle it. Yes, you can. You have strength coming up. It says you have the strength to overcome any obstacles. Now, I'm going to say this to you. I don't think this is about you handling, overcoming obstacles. I mean, of course, we're always overcoming obstacles. And when this shows up, it shows that we need strength. But this, for me, is also about bold moves, you know, having the courage to go for something. And I kind of feel like that's what it's saying to you. Do you have the courage to do something? Do you have the courage to go for something? Do you have the courage to change something, to let it go so you can move on to something new? All of those things seem to be coming up. And with this as your underlying energy, it's, you have it, but it's like anything. You can have it. Are you willing to use it? Strength is not about anger. It's not about passions running high. It's not about brute force or even kind of overtly kind of, you know, extravagant actions that we take. It's that inner resilience. We know we can do it. She's the one that has the strength. You know, she's cuddling the lion. He's so cute as well. Fluffy mane that he has here. But yeah, she's the one that has the courage to overcome the lion. The lion has the strength, you would think, but no, she has the inner strength. It's her strength that we look at, not the lion's. And that might be overcoming your more kind of animalistic side, you know, that kind of urge to kind of rip someone a new one if someone's pissed you off. But let's move on to see how this energy plays out in the rest of the reading. So what's at the heart of the reading? What's your focus on? It's about the Hierophant. As I said before, the Hierophant is about tradition, the rules that we follow, those things that we conform to. Now, it is the card for Taurus. And I've actually had a few Taurus people saying, how the hell is this our card? Like, you know, because the people that I was talking, they didn't see themselves as particularly conforming to anything. And we all conform to something, even the ones that are non-conformist. Everyone conforms to something, but it's our choice. That's the bit that I think people get lost in sometimes with the Hierophant. Because sometimes this can indicate traditions that aren't even ours, you know, something that our family might have taught us. We're all doctors, so you're going to be a doctor, you know, that kind of thing. Or what our religion teaches us, that, you know, you marry someone who's from the same religion as you. Can be society, you know, that you can't date someone who's that much older or younger than you or whatever. But we choose to conform. No one can make us. That's the whole thing. We have a belief in that system because it brings structure to our life. And when I first started reading, and I've told the story a few times, when I first started reading the tarot, I did not like the Hierophant card because I was like this very kind of rebellious, typical Aquarian energy. And I was like, I don't conform to anything. I did not understand why the Hierophant existed. But the Hierophant, as I've gotten older and I've read the cards more, I do understand everyone needs this. We all conform to something. We all need that kind of scaffolding, that structure. Because the Hierophant's also being a part of something, a group. Because there's other people that share our beliefs, right? That share our traditions. So I do get that sense coming out. Now, I will say this with jumping ahead again with the High Priestess here. I do think your strength or the courage that's needed here, it might be that, you know, there's something that you've been taught or that it's part of your spiritual beliefs. I mean, there's very spiritual energies coming up here, and you're actually asked to go with your intuition, not with the prescribed way, not with the tried and tested path, even though that's what your focus is on. You know, this might have given you strength. This might have been what's given you strength, right? Your beliefs. If you're part of a company, part of a university, whatever, this can represent a lot of different structures of, you know, learning, that we follow the rules and traditions of that place. It might have given you strength, but it's almost like it's giving you the strength to follow your own intuition, your gut feeling, which is kind of big. But let's move on. So what's happened? What's gotten you to this point? Because you've left behind something. You've left behind something that caused you a lot of pain. It was very difficult. Like I said, a lot of the signs have gotten this card or this kind of energy. 6 of Swords, 8 of Cups, I've seen a lot this time. But you've got it in the past. You're one of the few that got it in the past, because you've done that already. You've already left something behind. Now, that may have been last week, last month, last year. For some of you, this might have been a trip that you took. I mean, it can show some kind of change, some movement. It's the journey card for me. So an internal journey or a physical one. I'm going to say, I mean, there's almost like a kind of reverent feel to this, like, you know, of some like reverence that, because of this very spiritual connection, and then this inner strength that it's given you. I need to cough 1 second. Apologies, Taurus. It's been like that. I'm sorry. But yeah, there is this kind of, because I mean, there's the implication. It's just 6 of Swords, and you may have made it look really easy moving on from this. You've taken like the lessons from it. You've taken knowledge from it. It's changed you. You know, it has changed you, whatever this was. But you have a deeper belief out of this. You found something profound. There's a very sense of something profound coming up here. And again, this might be just a message for 1 or 2 of you. I don't know. I can only say what's coming up here. And whatever you've moved on to now, there's a complete transformation going on in your life. We have death coming up. Now, transformation sounds amazing, right? Who doesn't want transformation? Well, death energy, it can be difficult at first. It's slow. It kind of rolls through our life. And so this is probably something that's been going on for a while. And as you look at this now, you might be sat there watching this video thinking, Jay, you don't know how much I've left behind. You don't know how much has been taken from my life. You don't know that, you know, I'm down to, like, you know, the bare bones of my life at the moment. It's okay. That's what this Hierophant is, right? The structure, the scaffolding of your life. You have support here. There might not be anything hanging off those kind of, you know, the bone structure of your life right now, but there will be. That's the Death card. The Death card talks about things getting removed, things that no longer serve us, with the new coming in. And that's also where I kind of feel like you need the courage, because Strength card sits above Death card. And it's the courage to allow the new in. I don't feel like it's allowing anything to go or to end because of the 6 of Swords in the past. This is the foundation. We look at where we've been so we can know where we're going. And it's almost as if, you know, you've let things go. You've left it all behind. Like, you've done all that part. You might be one of those people that watches tarot readings and you see the Death card and you're just like, well, how much bloody more do you want me to let go? You know, how much more can go out of my life? It's okay. We're at the transformation stage. This is where we, you know, the example I always give is if we're decorating a room, we're going to overhaul the whole thing. At one point, it's going to be empty. We'll have removed all the furniture, taken the wallpaper off the walls, done everything. And it looks like complete crap, right? But that's when we can start bringing in like fresh colours, new wallpaper, you know, paint everything new and bring in new furniture. And that's where you are at the moment. It feels like this week, you'll start seeing the transformation more. But this has been rolling through your life for a while. Death card is never a surprise. Anyone who gets a Death card, if it applies to them, if this is your message, you know what this is. That's been rolling through your life. It's made you stronger, which you might think, I don't really need that kind of strength, but it has. It has made you stronger. How I know, I mean, this is about the other thing with deathbed. I can't even speak. The other thing with the Death card, I was going to say death and birth and bird and all sorts of shit. With the Death card is, you know, it's about complete transformation. Is seeing that transformation now. Do you see the space in your life? What are you going to allow in? But it kind of feels like it's not so much that it comes in. I feel like you go and get it. You take that bold move. a final transformation. And that's why the courage is needed. Because when you've let so much go already, when you've moved on already, it's like, well, how much? Yeah, you've done all that, but now it's about going and getting something. Why I'm saying that is because we have the Queen of Pentacles coming up. And that's earth energy, that's your energy. Yes, there could be another Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in your life, or someone who's just on the same wavelength as you, right? But the thing with the Queen of Pentacles is she's very good at creating abundance in her life. She brings it all in, you know. She's very hardworking. I almost feel like you could give her anything and she's going to grow it and nurture it and make it into something bigger. Very kind of Empress energy as well. You know, she is very similar to the Empress in that she can create great abundance. And it's almost like it's coming from this. Throughout all of this, I mean, you guys have I was talking to a Sagittarian friend of mine yesterday, and we were posting stupid memes to each other. And one of the memes, I don't know, we were looking through it and we were laughing at ours, and obviously Sagittarius, I'm Aquarius sun. And he looks at Taurus, and Taurus, it said stubborn. I don't remember what the meme was about. And he said, I've never really heard anything else about Taurus. Are they really that stubborn? And, you know, we say stubborn, but sometimes that's the nature of fixed energies, right? They bring that stability, and it kind of feels like, a storm has washed through your life, you know, and everything's kind of been swept away and all sorts of stuff's happened, but you're still standing strong. You're still standing strong. Now it's a time to grow things back. You know, if the crops went, now you're growing new crops. If everything got washed away, great, you're getting new things in. If there's people that have left your life, now new people are coming in. And I know it's hard to believe, but there's a catch, and there always is, right? It all stems around you. Because she makes it happen. The Queen of Pentacles makes it happen. Your card is at the heart of this. You're the one that needs strength to kind of go forward here. And that's the advice. The advice is the High Priestess. The High Priestess, she knows. She has an instinct. She trusts her intuition. And I will say this, for those of you that this is a spiritual message for you, there is conflict between organized religion and your spiritual beliefs for some of you. That's just an extra message. That might be for one person, two people, I don't know. But I see that there. For others of you, it feels like there is a relationship of your lifetime that's here. Someone that you have like the most deepest, profound spiritual connection with. That could be any kind of a relationship. Like I said, these two, I see them as partners. And the thing is, though, they're both doing their own thing. Both doing their own thing. And I don't talk about this very often because I have very kind of definite ideas about this. And maybe I've been promising a podcast and all sorts of stuff on this, and I haven't done it because it's a can of worms. But I'm going to say it here just because it keeps coming up very strong. I do see these two as twin flames, true twin flames. And what I mean by true twin flames is they're both on their own paths, right? He's the earthly representative, the divine masculine energy. She's the divine feminine. And they both are teaching, and they're both here to give their knowledge. So for some of you, this is a message. And like I said, it may not be for everyone. But if I see it, I say it. But this is about you. This is about what you're doing. I feel like this is a final, I don't want to say final test, because I don't believe in tests and being all of that kind of stuff. I think it's all just life. You know, some things we find easier than other things. And it's the bit now where you kind of bring in what you want, where you grow what you want, where the Queen of Pentacles, she knows the value of things, and you're an earth sign. That's you're the second house. This is about the value. And it's almost like whatever situation you get into, whatever relationship you're in, whatever, you're bringing the value to that. You're going to grow this. You're going to nurture this. But it's about trusting your own intuition on this. I cannot stress that enough. And a lot of that seems to come from this, whatever this was that you moved away from, whatever this trying time was that you went through. This is what has given you the knowledge that you need to tap into now. Your intuition is based on this because they are together there. So we have love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. Yes, it does. And that sounds really obvious to say, but it's not just love between yourself and another person. And I don't believe, when I say love, I don't just mean romantic love. That's why I love this deck. Whispers of Love is about love in all areas of our life. Love is love. We're the ones that kind of apply it differently to different things. This is your ability to love. This is your ability to love, especially with the Strength card. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. And that's the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, she works very hard. She can create great abundance, but she doesn't just do it for herself. She does it to take care of the people that she loves in her life. So you have serendipity. I love this. This is about fate, luck, good fortune coming in, right? But they're just opportunities. There could be some people that show up in your life. It could be an event, something happens, but there's a chance encounter maybe, or an opportunity that comes up. But it's there, but she's reaching up for it, right? So it's about taking that opportunity, seeing it for what it is, and taking advantage of it when it comes in. But it's a very lucky card. If you see that 4-leaf clover at the top there. I love that energy when it comes in. But fate, it's just opportunities. That's exactly what fate is. We are the ones that have to use our free will to, and our intuition, right? Use our free will, connect with our higher selves. And do you? Human beings spend a huge percentage of life asleep, not just in bed, but the kind where you forget you are a spiritual, immortal being taking on a temporary human form. It's not your fault. Everyone suffers from spiritual amnesia once in a while. As you develop an identity and ego, you begin to see through the eyes of a small self and have less connection to your soul self. You may not recognize this is going on, but you sure can feel it. We're here to remind you to look through your soul's eyes and see that magic is everywhere. Infinite potential lies in spirit, who is teaming with you to fulfill the contract you made to contribute to the evolution of the whole world. Wake up and remember that all the help you need is orchestrated in the invisible realms. She has connection to the invisible realms. She has the knowledge of the invisible realms. Your mind in alignment with divine intelligence is unstoppable. The world is yours to co-create. You are so loved and we are all behind you. See what I mean? It's a very deep, profound spiritual message that's coming through here. In whatever area you want to use it for, and it will apply differently to each of you. That's kind of why I found it difficult. I could tell. I mean, I try to hone in on the energy, and there's just too much. It just feels too big. It's too profound. It's, and just have a look at the cards, guys. I mean, trust your intuition. That's if you take away nothing else from this. Take away nothing else from this. Remember these two. Make sure the traditions or whatever you're conforming to, that they are in alignment with your own higher self, with what your own beliefs are. You don't have to follow anyone else's story. No one else has to write your rule book for you, Taurus. What do you believe? Do you have the strength to go for it? Because there's amazing energy coming in for you. I love the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, if I was ever going to do anything, she's who I'd take with me to get it done, because she's going to get it done. But it all stems from this. The strength to go for it, the strength to reach out when, you get those opportunities. Are you going to use your free will and turn them into your destiny?